I hope everyone's week is going well, that you're practicing your power of choice, remembering that you're not in control of the things around you, only the way we respond and the actions we choose to take. And this week, for this midweek episode, I don't always get to do these episodes, but when I do, they're a little less formal, perhaps, and maybe more eclectic. This week I'm going to read a bit of poetry. My wife is an English major and smarter than me, and she recommended Percy Shelley's poem Ozymandias, which is a poem about the idea that no matter how big and powerful you are, one day all of your works will be reduced to dust. This is something that Marcus Aurelius brings up quite often. And I looked up the poem and I really liked it, but I found out that Horace Smith wrote a poem by the same title at practically the same time, maybe even first, I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this. I'm looking at Wikipedia. I mean, that's the extent of my knowledge here. But I liked Horace's version, I don't know, maybe a little better. So I'm going to read Horace Smith's Ozymandias. In Egypt's sandy silence all alone stands a gigantic leg which far off throws the only shadow that the desert knows. I am the great Ozymandias, saith the stone. The king of kings this mighty city shows. The wonders of my hand, the city's gone, naught but the leg remaining to disclose the sight of this forgotten Babylon. We wonder, and some hunter may express wonder like ours when through the wilderness, where London stood, holding the wolf in chase, he meets some fragment huge and stops to guess what powerful but unrecorded race once dwelt in that annihilated place. And Percy Shelley's Ozymandias. I met a traveler from an antique land who said two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunken, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, My name is Ozymandias, king of kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. I decided to include both readings there. So we walk up in the desert and find a piece of a statue and a pedestal on which the statue once stood that says, I'm the great Ozymandias, the king of kings, look at my wondrous city. But nothing remains except sand. And as Horace Smith's poem says, one day this may happen to us. Someone may walk up to London and find some stone standing there and say, I wonder what civilization once stood here. There's no records of it. I don't know who it was, but there obviously was some kind of a city here at some point. Something that we think is so important now, but now is gone. We can change the viewpoint from a city to our own life and say, okay, this stuff, you could view this two ways. You could say, well, my life is pointless. What's the point? I give up. Everything's pointless. I'm just going to stay in bed. Or you could say, okay, I can live the best life I can and remember that this stuff that seems like such a big deal that's weighing me down really amounts to nothing. And I don't have to get all worked up about it. So let's put ourselves in perspective. Let's put everything in perspective and flip perspective on its head, as the Stoics so like to do. Work on your power of choice, your desires. Remember that we do everything fate permitting. And in that same spirit, fate permitting, seize the day. Carpe diem. Raven don't fly, how no more. You shut the cupboard and you lock the door. I heard he stole your diamond ring. Now I bet your bird don't sing. Your love is gone out to sea, lost on the waves, but it ain't me. In and out,
right or wrong, what was beside you now is gone.